Joe Scarborough is going to make an ass of himself ranting about American exceptionalism. Let's watch, and then I want to break down what the reality is.
The problem with the Democrats, certainly with Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, is they don't really project a sort of positive, sunshine patriot view of America. And I always find it cold when I'm out talking to people, and I talk about all the problems I have, that this country's facing and all of the challenges. When I take a turn, I say, but listen, here's the great news. Yeah. We're still the greatest country in the world. Even the Chinese say 8 of the top 10 universities on the planet are ours. There's an energy revolution that happened despite Washington. It was American ingenuity that figured out how to drill sideways, draw more energy up. We totally blew everybody's mind, and now we're going to control the next century. We've got Apple, we've got Intel, we've got the tech sector, we've got the smartest, most brilliant people in the world. All we have to do is get Washington out of its way. And I'm not even running for anything. Wow. I'm saying it because I believe it. Warren Buffett believes it. He doubled down on America when everybody else was running for the exits, and he made gazillions of dollars. Why doesn't any Republican believe that the new American century is going to be better than the last? And I'm dead serious. I'm so tired of them whining. Let the Democrats whine. They're the whiners who've always said, oh, we're such an awful people to everybody else. We have fed and freed more people than anybody else in the history of the globe. And we do it whether there's a Democrat in office or a Republican in office. And my God, I have never seen a century more lined up to be exploited by American genius and American know-how than a century that's going to be decided on technology and talent.
I find his choice of words there telling. Towards the end, while he's screaming, he literally said the word exploited. He said the next generation will be exploited by American genius and American empire. Oh, did I say that out loud? Did I say imperialism? I didn't mean to say that. The problem with this belief system is threefold, talking specifically here about American exceptionalism. First, it's dangerous, because it's always dangerous anytime one country believes to their core that they're better than everybody else on the planet. Second, at this point, it functions like a religion. Like, if you believe that, it's a pseudo-religion. There's no evidence, it's just faith, and you say, we're the best because I say we're the best. It's kind of like people who believe any religion. Hinduism is true because Hinduism is true. The fuck does that? It doesn't even mean anything. And that leads to the third thing here. It's untrue. It's not true to say something like, we're the best country in the world. Okay, what's your standard? What's your framework that you're looking at this through? How are you measuring it? You know, you can't just say something like that and expect people, if you disagree, you're wrong. But the burden of proof is on you. You just said this is the greatest country in the world. Okay, in what category? What exactly are you talking about? And is there any way that anybody could say across the board a country is the best country in the world? Because there's a lot of different aspects to a country functioning and to humanity, and, you know, you could be really good in one area and really shitty in another area. You could be middle in the road in many areas. And the reality, of course, is very nuanced. But that's why I said this is like a religion. American exceptionalism is like a religion. It's people who reject evidence, reject data, and they just repeat the same dogmatic thing over and over again and act like we're supposed to take them seriously. This passes for, you know, political analysis on MSNBC in the morning. When I hear shit like that, I always think, like, what's somebody who's sitting in fucking Sweden right now, sitting in Britain, they are watching that rant, like, how do they see that? I think it's laughable, and I'm in America, and I love my country. But how does somebody in Australia watch that, and what's their reaction? They must just facepalm. Oh my God, you silly little child. You sound like a toddler when you rant and say shit like that. And if anybody made that argument about, you know, they're in Finland and they love their country, and they make that argument, you know, we would laugh at them, and rightfully so. It would be an absurd thing to hear if, you know, a different country said it. It's equally as absurd if we say it, but we really do believe, or many people believe, that we're just better than them, and that's the way it works. So, why don't we go ahead and actually look at this objectively? And actually, you know what? Let me just be clear about this. The reason why this is such a gigantic problem, this ideology, is if you think you're so great in every way, shape, and form, you end up making excuses so we don't improve. Because how can you improve upon perfection? American exceptionalism is already true. We're already the greatest country in the world. Why would we improve anything? We're so great. And that's another dangerous aspect of this mindset. So let's take a look objectively. Let's look, this is quantifiable. So let's look at how America is actually doing in a variety of very important categories. So here are some actual facts. This is from Business Insider. We're 7th in literacy. That's nice. 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, 4 in labor force, and 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories. Number of people incarcerated per capita. Stay classy. Number of adults who believe in angels, and defense spending. Now, by the way, before I continue here, let me just let everybody know, those facts I just read you are actually from the show. Remember the opening rant in the show, The Newsroom? That's where that's one area where you've heard that information before. And it's actually true. It's actually based on various studies. Those numbers are facts, but they happen to also mention it in the newsroom. But I have some more facts here for you. Again, more from Business Insider. America ranks 13th in starting a business, 47th in press freedom, 20th in international trade, 10th in economic freedom. The U.S. is 25th among 43 developing countries for the best place to be a mother, 11th happiest country in the world, 22nd in freedom from corruption, 39th in income inequality, 47th in infant survival, 12th in GDP per capita, 142nd out of 150 countries in infrastructure investments, 37th in healthcare, of course, we know from the World Health Organization, and 79th in percentage of women holding public office. So, to say something like, we're the greatest country in the world, the reality is, you're screaming to the world, I don't care about facts, I don't care about statistics, I don't care about science, I don't care about the people who actually did the hard work to measure this shit. I'm just going to say it because I believe it, because it's my opinion, and I think my opinion is a fact, because I'm a jackass. That's what you're saying to the world. Because like I said, if you really want to talk about being number one, we're number one in incarcerating citizens, believing in voodoo angels, and defense spending. And again, this is not to say, like, hey, America sucks in every way, shape, and form. I blame America for everything. Of course not. The reality is very nuanced. I love many aspects of my country. I love how individualistic a culture we have. I really do love the competitive aspect of America, how people really do strive to try to get ahead. I think that that's real. I think that exists, and I think that's measurable. You can see that in American society. So I'm not saying everything is bad. I'm saying it's a nuanced picture, and all the data is relevant, but you're not going to get that kind of analysis at a place like Morning Joe because they're not in the business of nuance. They're not in the business of facts. They're in the business of being silly talking heads, trying to push a narrative of America's better than everybody else.